Okay, yeah. How long's your commute? Like 20 minutes?
Yeah, 20 minutes. Not
That's not
bad.
bad.
It just depends if there's traffic or not, which there might be, but
True.
oh well.
Um. Okay. Can you spare screen?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll just go over these quick because it's not as important. But sure. I shouldn't say that. But you did. It's not as important as some of the other stuff. But
hmm
um, yeah, just want to highlight the stuff that you did well on this week. Just pats on the back. I think you're doing a lot better with weak side stuff in general. Better with the first TB back. I can tell you're thinking about it a lot more. There's still maybe not issues, but there's still some things that to um, I want you to do going
hmm
forward. Camera control is better. Use of TP to force a play is better. Comms are better, and then the Rift World swap timing is better. I have some stuff I want to go over about like the actual lane assignment, but the timing is good for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, like, and I have an example like this. Sorry, the comms you're saying here are really good in my opinion.
Okay, CJ4
Might need to
T20.
blow it up
We
a
stopped
little
their
bit.
base. Yeah.
Reading poetry. You're
It's a bit
watching the
quiet
world.
actually.
Trying to mid backing right now. He's going to be back. That was hard push.
I don't know if I missed it already. I forgot.
I can get try whenever now. Right now.
Yeah, like this
Just
kind of
have to play
stuff.
right now. Marlene's walking down. Yeah, I have a focus building on.
Talk about the stuff. But
It's not like diveable too.
yeah, you're asking about a potential dive, right? This stuff is all good. There's more of that, right?
hmm
It's not just food; it's just across the board. So yeah, I just want to highlight that. That's some good stuff. Okay. Um. Okay. Yeah. I saw you got the playlist going. I guess just ping me after you upload. That's it. And then
Okay.
I can
Yeah.
go from there. With the trinkets so my opinion on trinkets, yeah, obviously you start with the yellow trinket, but I think in like the mid game, it should it should just be blue or red for your champs.
Yeah.
Is my take. Like for like all the mage champs you play, I would just go blue, and then um, ideally I want red on someone like Yone or Ari,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, right? So
I think I do that every now and then, but not like consistently, I
okay,
think.
yeah. I just want to bring it up, just yeah, just to keep that in the back of your mind. If we have, I'd say normally Josh is playing weak side. The only exception is that I'm seeing right now is like with Jace, where we would want to strong side him. So like
Yep.
if he's playing Jace, you're playing something like Yone and Ari, then yeah, I like Yone and Ari. I want red trinket ideally, but sometimes I would at least consider blue sometimes, especially if you're forced to be weak side. It still might be
hmm
useful, right? So you can still swap to red later if you need it. And then the way I view blue trinket is like we shouldn't use it like, I mean obviously it puts down a ward, but I guess we shouldn't use it like a ward. We should use blue trinket to help you make a decision, right? So like the typical use case is like you check Baron, right, with blue trinket. So you blue trinket
hmm
Baron, they're not on Baron, that means they're trapping around Baron, and you can use that opportunity to get mid prile, right? But if they're
hmm
on the Baron, then we need to think about potential contest or something like that. Then when you're side laning on the with blue trinket, you can use that blue trinket to decide whether it's safe for you to push another wave or not. Does that make sense? Like maybe not. So like yeah, like I think that's like the difference between yellow trinket. The yellow trinket sometimes, or usually you just put like in one of like the side bushes or something like that, right? And you can blue trinket the side bushes, of course, but like sometimes you can even blue trinket in one of the lane bushes to see if you're able to push out one more wave. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be used to help you make a decision, is what I'm trying to say. Because like if you're using it as just a normal ward, then we might as well just stay on the yellow trinket. Is my take.
Yeah, and then I at least get two if I have to
Mhm.
do that.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, I'm saying this sex bullet. No more. Just stop taking cosmic insight. I think the only champ I saw you still taking it on is Talia. So like I think it could still be good on some champs, but I just want you to stop taking it because I want to just build some habits in you. I'm forcing this because I want to like ingrain some habits in you that especially with TP and like the TP timers
hmm
that Cosmic Insight kind of messes things up with. So yeah, I'm just forcing this because yeah, it's very interesting. I used to think Cosmic Insight was a really good rune too, and like This is really something that I'm noticing with like Chovy specifically, and I keep mentioning Chovy because I do think he's just like the straight up best mid laner
Yeah,
right
I
now.
also I also agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy's laning is absurd. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm noticing like he is never taking Cosmic Insight, and it's
He's just never taking cosmic
mhm,
inside
very
anymore.
interesting. Yeah, very very
He's just
interesting.
taking precision secondary usually, or
Or it's even if he takes inspiration, he doesn't take Cosmic Insight. He would rather take Jack of all trades than Cosmic Insight, which is interesting.
oh yeah, I'm seeing that on Silas too.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, right? And I'm convinced it's just because of the TP timer, where like yeah, I mean I have a couple clips on my YouTube that yeah I'm not gonna pull up, but like if you watch any of his VODs, it's just like he will TP back on the dot at 4 minutes, and whether he's hard shitting on the lane or not, he'll TP back at 4 minutes. So that's what I want. Like I want you to build that habit. Do you know what
Okay.
I mean? Yeah, and Cosmic Insight will fuck that up a little bit, right? So
And
um,
I'm keeping in mind of that, but I'm like finding myself TPing like a minute early at like 3 minutes usually.
yeah, I mean if you're
So,
forced to be in that situation, that's fine because like sometimes it is it's a little bit hard to like get it perfectly, right? But if you can control it, then you should TP back at 4 minutes.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like even I guess going back to Cosmic Insight, like yeah, even like on Azir, where I would think he would take like Biscuits and Cosmic Insight, right? Like he's just going Biscuits, Jack of all trades. So yeah,
Yeah.
just pretty interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Talia R. This one, I just have one clip. I don't have like the best examples, right? But
Oh,
just
go
something
ahead.
I want you to think about. I think Hoptech also, or I guess doesn't think about this as well, but like a lot of the times we can just use, especially in like siege scenarios, right? We can just drop the wall so that we can like, I guess what I'm trying to say is like you just stand. It's a little bit cut off here, right? But like you stand over here, and then you drop the wall.
Ah,
Um,
like that angle. Okay.
mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so like I wasn't really thinking too much, but like I do have I do like see wall angles. It's just I wasn't at the right angle at this time.
Yeah. But yeah, you have to
But
like
yeah,
pre-plan a little bit, right? Because like you
I
have
know what
to
you
put
mean.
yourself
Yeah.
in position. But you see this a lot in competitive, especially because like yeah, they'll just throw the wall. Oops. Ooh, fuck, I need to
Yeah,
pause.
I mean, especially their champions, they can't really do much about it.
Yeah, you just throw the wall. Oh, sorry. This is like a weird line, right? But like,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah,
over
get
there.
the idea.
Yeah, yeah. And like either you catch them off guard and like they're split up so we can get like a Nautilus hook or something like that, right? Or we just get to hit the turret for free, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
And like, yeah, I'll say you see this a lot in competitive. Same thing with like Maokai ult or like even Ornn ult. Sometimes they'll just throw it when they're sieging just to force the enemy to back off so that we can quickly take this turret. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
I'd say like Ornn ult or like Maokai ult, those are more important ults. Like something like your wall isn't as important in the actual fight. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, something to think about. Okay.
Yep.
Let me see. Yeah, so I guess fighting for CS. I mean, this sounds more extreme than it really is, but like I guess just want to set some ground rules for kind of whose wave is whose in the mid game. So I'd say generally the side lane waves should go to you or Josh, and then the mid waves should go to David. Generally, right? The exception is
Hmm.
like maybe someone needs a little extra money for a spike, or maybe you need Q stacks on Yone, or David needs to lifesteal, that kind of thing. But I'd say generally let's follow that kind of ground rule, okay? Otherwise,
Yeah.
um, yeah, otherwise
I
like
think too
one
much
person
shit
will get
mid lane.
one person will get like
Yeah.
so
Okay.
strong and the other person, is yeah, it's yeah. Okay. Um so the Yone builds, I know you're going like Novori or like you're going like Bork Novori or like Bork Shieldbow Novori. I
Yeah, I'm kind of just trying different builds.
That's
Like,
fine. Yeah. If you're trying stuff, that's fine. I guess personally, I think it's I guess the staple is Kraken Shieldbow or Bork Shieldbow, right? I think that should be a staple. And then um
things I don't really see people building Kraken because it hasn't got them changed recently. No.
yeah, we can do Bork Shield Bow. I saw yesterday. I, I don't know if it's situational or what, but like I know. Generally, it is Bork. You're right, but like I don't know if Faker's like also just like trying shit. Like sometimes they'll go Kraken. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know if
Hmm.
they're just trying shit
Honestly,
or
I feel
what,
like
but
Yon's build path is just like so awkward now. He doesn't really have like a core 1-2.
yeah, we can just stick with Bork Shield Bow for now then,
Yeah.
and then in my opinion, I think you should go like bruiser tank items after that rather than like I think I Navori is a bit overrated is what I'm trying to say
Yeah,
on Yone. Like
I can agree with that. Yeah.
yeah, like I think the idea is like you want to stay in your E form like as long as possible, right?
Mhm.
And yeah, you need like bruiser tank items to do that. So um, yeah,
I think I
just
will prioritize that more just because Shield also just got buffed.
yeah, true. Yeah, let's start with Bork Shootbow and then some bruiser tank items after that. I'd say QSS has some high value some games because you can never go mercs on this kind of champ, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, just think about that as well. Okay. Um, this next bullet, the faded. So yeah, this is a weird one. Like faded ashes and Amptome versus haunting guys. This is actually the same gold amount. So I guess it's just something to consider when you have. I think it's 1300 gold. Like
Hunting guy's
haunting guys,
1300.
right?
Fade Ashes is 700.
It's 900 and then plus
Oh,
400.
900.
So yeah, they're
Yeah.
both 1300 gold. So this should give you more damage, but then this gives you like a little bit more
More
health, right?
survivability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So this just gives you straight up more HP or AP, right? So um, yeah,
I
just
think
something to
typically,
think about. Yeah,
I think typically I usually go for hunting guys.
I think you do. Yeah, and I think the scenarios you're getting it in is fine. I just want you to just think about it, right? Because I'm not sure if you're getting it because you think haunting guys is better or you think you need the HP. Do you know what I mean?
I I think I lean more towards hunting guys for the HP, and then I think because of the passive damage a little bit.
Yeah,
But
I know it has a passive. I think in terms of damage, I'm pretty sure this is still more damage because it
mm,
gives just straight up more AP. You know what I mean?
okay.
And then I mean this also has like a little bit of a dot, but I'm pretty sure this is more damage.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Anyways, and then the resolve tree. So like this is like the if you're taking a resolve, actually no, that's not true. I'd say like this is like a very important row in the resolve tree, right? This one. There's a couple of matchups. So like you had an Azir versus Nasus game, an Azir versus Kassadin game, and then a Tristana versus Akali game where um, so like the Azir versus Nasus game, I I think that second win would be higher value than bone plating. You took bone plating that game. I don't know if you
I don't
think
remember if Hot Tech was the one who told you to go bone plating or not.
really okay like against Nasus or
I
like in general or
I
like
don't know. I don't know which one it was. It might have been the Castle one. I think it might have been the Castle one he told me to bone plating, but
yeah even the casting one I have a comment on there. But I guess on the Azir versus Nasus one it's just like or I think you should
yeah.
view second win as like yeah if they're like heavy poke
I feel like I normally do go second win against like poke enemies. I don't know why I went bone plating now.
Okay. Maybe it may just be an accident, right? I'm just kind of curious about your. I was just wanting
Hmm.
to hear your thought process. That's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah. So I think second win against Nasus mid. It might be dead next. It might be dead as of today. I don't really know. They did nerf it quite a bit, um, but yeah, I guess yeah. Any type of poke or high harass, I would take second win. And then Azir versus
Yeah.
Kassadin. I mean, I don't even think you need bone playing. I would just greed and take this one. So like
Yeah,
this
sure.
one is just straight up better if you can get it off. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
yeah. So like against Casting, I don't think either of these have that much value. You know what I mean? So you can, yeah, I think you can just greed and just go conditioning.
Hmm.
If anything, I think it's second win, not bone plating. But um, was I
Oh yeah. Now that I'm like looking at the my bot for the Nats one, I think I didn't even look up the runes actually.
okay? Yeah, you might have just like hit like
I
the default
autopilot
page or
the auto.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because normally I'm like always staring at my rune page because I'm like, should I go that or whatever?
Yeah. No, yeah, it's a small thing, but I mean it's important, right? Yeah, makes a
Yeah.
difference. And then the last one, Tristana versus Akali. I I think con on paper it sounds like bone plating would be good, but in my opinion, I think second win is better because like if the Akali is thinking about like your bone plating, right? She just queues and then she
She
just
queues runs
shrouds and
away
just
and then
waits, right? Like
yeah.
yeah, so I just don't think bone plating has real value in that kind of lane. So I would just go second win personally. Um,
Mm.
okay, that's my take at least.
Yeah, I felt like my trading for that Kali game, I felt like it was pretty good, like laning phase wise.
Yeah, I
But
think
maybe I just wasn't utilizing bone playing like well enough.
Yeah. Like if you look at how you guys are trading there, or how the Akali wants to trade, it's kind of just like she's like trying to like poke you out kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just in and out kind of thing. Um, okay, and then this is yes, a really small thing. Yeah, what is your take on this? Selling one pot for refillable.
I think it's worth.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's
I'm
worth.
pretty
Yeah.
sure it's worth because
Yeah.
in the long run, it just gives you more value.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my take is like I mean you get gold for selling the pot and then you get 2 stacks of the refillable immediately,
Yeah.
which gives you more health. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I think I saw yeah, just keep that in mind, I guess. I think selling 2 pots is not worth it though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually, I will usually like pay attention to my gold and see like if I have the gold to do like sell one pot, get refill, and if I have two, I'm not. I won't do it usually.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yep. And then another really small thing. I'm just gonna bring it up because I think I might as well. It doesn't hurt, right? Like with the biscuits. So like I think I guess yeah. If you sell the biscuits, it'll still give you the increased mana. Do you know what I mean?
It does?
It does. It does. It does. Yeah. I guess I feel like you didn't
Wait,
know that
what?
because like I saw it, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
I mean it
Wait.
only sells for 5 gold, but I mean it's better than nothing, right? Yeah, I can
Wait,
pull it up.
that's
Yeah. I didn't know this for the longest time either, and then I forgot what happened. I think I was just watching some pro VODs and I was like,
wow. If you also gain, you like get. Oh
yeah,
my
I mean it's
god,
just
I did
five
not know
gold,
that.
right? Yeah, but yeah, I'd say the only time I guess there is a use case for using because it's only 5 gold, right? So there is a use case where you use the biscuits in base. It's like if you have full HP and 0 mana, then it might be worth using the biscuit to come out like a couple seconds faster, right? But that's like the only use case I would see, right?
Uh-huh.
But yeah, just very small things. I mean, yeah, that just some tips. I mean, nothing game changing, right? But yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think you already saw this when I went over it with Wanju,
Yeah,
but
then the music,
yeah,
yeah.
I know you and Wanju really like listening to music, but at least for the game itself, I think just try and full focus up. Yeah, I'd rather just you play with no music. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't for warm up. I mean, I don't know if you care that much about warm up, but I think like I don't know who you'd want 1v1 with. Like honestly, like any of your friends in Canada is fine, or like if if you want to 1v1 with Josh, that's fine. But I feel like the champos are like so different and stuff like that. So like I think 1v1s are useful for just warming up, right? Or like just incorporating like the 4 minute TP, right? And I have some stuff I want to talk about like the mentality you should have. Like if you're planning on TP back at 4 minutes, the way you play the lane can be a little bit different, right? Because you're expecting to TP back at 4 minutes.
Mhm.
Just like small things like that. Like if you're gonna warm up, I would suggest like something like this. Okay. Um,
The only thing is I'm not the biggest fan of one just because I kind of play differently.
yeah, because of like no
I know
jungler and stuff
no
like that,
jungler,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's why like it has to be very like I think this kind of isolated scenario where you just play up until 4 o'clock or until your first TP is fine.
Hmm.
Or like even I don't know, just warming up your hands in some way, right? Like, just like CSing until
Yeah.
4 minutes, right? Because like a lot of these matchups, like Azir versus Castan, where it's like I want you to have like near perfect CS before you TP back at
Yeah.
4 minutes, right? So just warming up your hands in some way. I don't. Um, and then for solo queue,
I mean
sorry,
that's
sorry,
fair
go ahead.
argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. And then for solo queue, I guess right now, are you watching any streamers or pro players, or it's okay if you're not. I'm just curious.
No, I'm like always perma watching people. I'm like watching Nemesis,
Yeah.
Pope out there, literally any other mid lane solo queues I could find.
Yeah. So I think yeah, I prioritize Chovy because I feel like the way I'm trying to get you to play the lane is
It's
like
similar.
Chovy, right? Like if
The
you
thing is,
watch
I can't find
Nemesis,
Chobi bots. I
yeah,
don't know
yeah,
where to
yeah.
look for them.
Yeah, I think the easiest, I'll send them. The easiest, I think this website's actually pretty decent because it like you can find any streamer and then it'll pull from like whatever website they use to stream. So
Oh,
like it'll pull from
really?
Afrika for this one, and then like yeah, I'll send it to you on Discord one sec. And then if you like search up pole belter, it'll pull from their Twitch for example. So yeah, it'll
I
just pull from
see.
wherever.
Yeah, because I'm like perma trying to find
Yeah, it is a
VODs
bit
to
hard.
watch, but like I can't find any mid lane VODs because no one wants to play mid lane.
Yeah, yeah, and like I know he's probably taking a break right now because they just finished LCK finals, but even these VODs are still relevant. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
just
Yeah,
watching like at least laning phase, it's still relevant for sure.
yeah,
Um, okay.
yeah. Like before game, like I would like typically pull up a matchup
Yeah,
video if I
yeah,
find
yeah,
a
yeah. I
trophy
know.
video. I'll watch it.
Yeah, like I think Nemesis is a really good player, but like the way he plays is just a lot greedier. Do you know what I mean? Like he'll never TP back at 4 minutes if it's not like yeah he'll just like never TP back at 4 minutes unless like
Yeah,
he has to. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
you watch this Chovy guy, he'll TP back 4 minutes no matter what. No matter if he's hard shooting on the lane, he'll TP back. So just want you
Uh,
to instill that habit. Okay, yeah, and then with solo queue, so um, yeah, I understand solo queue can be very exhausting and draining. Sometimes so like I think I yeah like I noticed that like you tend to play like a bunch of games on one day and then you take like a few days break kind of thing. And that's fine. Like I know it depends on your schedule obviously, right? So maybe it's just like not even possible, but like I'd say ideally I would want you to play like at least I don't know like 1, 2, 3 games a day. Do you know what I mean? Rather than like 10 games in a day and then like
yeah,
a few days of break, right? Like if you can't do that, that's totally fine. If you don't want to do that, that's also fine. But if you're planning on playing like 10 games in a day, then I need you to take some breaks because it is just very exhausting. Do you know what I mean? And then like if you are getting tilted after like 3 games in, then it's just not very good practice anymore, is what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's pretty much it. Um, yeah, and I told Wanjin the same thing here, right? If you like, I've definitely had this issue in SoQ before where like I care too much about the outcome, right? Like the win or loss, and a lot of the times it is just out of your control, or there's only so much you can control, right? Like if someone's just running it down, there's nothing you can do, right? So I would just think, I mean, you don't have to do this. This is just a recommendation, right? But I would think about setting some goals for yourself that, some like small goals that you can hit every single game, right? Like, oh, I'm going to work on TPing back at 4 minutes this game, or like today. I'm just going to work on TPing back at 4 minutes, or I'm going to work on my lane assignments after I base. I'm going to work on side laning, stuff like that, right? So these are things that you can work on every single game, whether you end up winning or losing that game. And I think that might help with like getting too exhausted. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then I know you have a second account, so yeah, definitely if you just don't feel like playing on your main, just use it, right? So all good, all good. Okay. Okay, just real quick, I think there's actually a lot of timers that I think are pretty important, especially in the mid lane. So I guess at 230, what should you be thinking about? I guess these are like rough estimates, right? So like at 230, around 230, what should you be thinking about?
Uh, I mean, 230 would usually be around when it kind of spawns.
Okay, I guess in terms of like, what about in terms of
Jungling.
junglers? What about in terms of
Yeah, yeah. I mean, ideally, I'd probably have dropped a ward before 230 and then play on the side that we either think jungle on or I'll just play on my jungler side.
Yeah, yeah, and like it's okay if you can't drop a word. Sometimes you just can't, right? Because you're like landing and stuff like that and trading. But
Yeah.
I just need you to think about like 230 is the timer when most junglers will finish one quadrant, and they they can gank, I guess, right? So like,
Hmm.
yeah, that is the first timer that they could gank for most junglers, right? Um, I guess can you name me a jungler who clears faster than 230?
Arthas, probably.
Yeah, probably Karthus. Yeah, good, good, good. And then I guess I put like a range here, 320 to 4 o'clock. What what should you be thinking about during that range? Um,
EP timers and depend on what objective we want to play for. That sounds like that's a bit early, actually.
it's too early
Uh,
for objectives.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would be just TP timers.
Yeah, I
Playing,
guess. Yeah,
playing more far lane.
yeah. I think I was
So,
trying to get at the TP for this one, but I guess this one I was trying to get at junglers as well. So like I'd say around 320. Obviously, these are estimates, right? 320, I'd say is when most junglers will finish full clearing, so all six camps, and they could just skip scuttle crab, and gank, right? Or they
Mm-hmm.
could wait for scuttle crab to spawn, kill scuttle crab, and then
And
gank,
reset
right? So
or gank,
this is
yeah.
kind of just like or reset or gank, right? So this is just kind of like a larger range where they have an opportunity to gank. So yeah, kind of just figuring out where the jungler might be in this range. So like yeah, first 4 minutes we just need to be kind of aware of jungle pathing. And then I know you already talked about this, but 4 minutes is like that timer that I want you to start TPing back on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this one might be new, or what do you? This is also an estimate, but what do you think happens around this timer?
I mean, 6:15 is usually the 6 minute timer, or like the level 6 timer.
Yeah, I think it's even earlier nowadays, right?
I think it's also a bit earlier. I'm pretty sure it's like 5. The 5:30 is when the wave meets. I'm pretty sure. So it's like
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
Yeah, I think if you don't miss XP, it's like it might be like
Yeah, you,
uh,
you get level 6 right before the cannon wave.
it might be like 5:15, 5. Yeah, I forgot to add that timer actually. But yeah, that's not what I was getting at. But yeah, I think that is actually a good timer to keep track of. There's one game, the Tristana versus Akali game. You actually are tracking the Akali level 6 really well. I remember that. But yeah, it should be like 5:15, 5:30, something like that for the level
Mm-hmm.
6 timer. Assuming you don't miss much XP. But
Yeah, or sharing XP. Yeah.
yeah, the 6:15-ish timer. So this is the one where I think this is a good laning tip where like you can go to either river to check for honey fruit. So
Yeah.
the honey fruit will randomly spawn. So I just put 15-ish because it's random between 6 o'clock and 6:30. So
I see. Okay.
yeah, I think a lot of the times you'll notice if you go back in your VODs and you watch like I think if you realize that there was honey fruit there, then it would help your lane like just so much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I know there for a fact there was one of the scrims where I went to river, looked for the honey fruits
Yep.
at like 6 minutes, and there was nothing there.
Yeah. It's just random. And then even
Uh,
the placement of the honey fruit is random.
yeah,
So yeah, just something to think about. And then what happens at 10 o'clock or 10 minutes?
on the HTTP.
Yep. And then 14 minutes. What happens?
Uh, I mean, oh, it's just Rift no.
Yeah. Plates fall, and then you think about the lane assignments for Rift
Yeah,
Reload, right? Okay, cool. All right. And then this one, what is? I think I asked you this before, but I just want to make sure. What's the TP cooldown before Unleashed?
before Unleash was 6 minutes.
And then after?
After it's like, what was it? Did you say it goes down to 4 minutes or?
Yeah, you guys, I think you and Josh, or a lot of people think it scales. I mean, it does scale, but I would just think of it as 4 minutes because
Okay.
it scales up to level 10. By the time it's 10 minutes, most likely the soul laners are level 10. And if they're
Mhm.
level 9, it's 4 minutes and 10 seconds, right? So I would just think of it as 4 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And then what runes and items change TP cooldown?
Yeah, I mean, CDR boots,
hmm
Dawn Core,
Yeah.
Smile, Cosmic Insight.
Yeah. So when we're tracking TP timers, I wouldn't worry about it too much right now. I think it's just too much to think about, right? So just
Yeah,
I would just go off of the 6 minutes and the 4 minutes for now, and then later down the line maybe we can incorporate this. I feel like this one is quite hard to incorporate with the like tracking like Lucidity boots and shit. Like it's quite
yeah.
hard to incorporate. So just stick with 6 minutes and 4 minutes now. Okay, yeah. There's last two questions. So I mean these aren't like it's not as black and white as this, obviously, right? It is situational, but I'd say like in general, like ideally, right? Ideal situation, what kind of champs that do you play that would want to TP, for a flank?
Let me pull up champions real quick.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the mid lane tab? Oh, wait. Uh, Yone in some cases,
Yep.
Silas, Akali,
Good.
Victor in some cases, Talia in some cases. That's about it.
Yeah.
Maybe Tristan, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah, like Ari, right? So,
yeah,
yep.
Ari.
Like the Victor Talia, obviously there will be some cases where you can flank, but the only situations where you can flank as Victor and Talia is if like your team is like
I have full vision and
yeah,
everything.
exactly. And like your team's probably gonna win, right? Because like then
Yeah.
you can TP in aggressively. But like on champs like Ari, yeah, like Yone, Silas, like you can just TP in pretty aggressively, and like even if your team is losing, it's like you're probably okay. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And then for waves, what I was trying to get at with the last question is like yeah, like Victor, Talia, I generally want to TP more for waves, that kind of thing. Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, just getting into this week's things. I think you're doing a better job of tracking the enemy jungler. I just want to. Wanju is usually I mean, Wanju. This is definitely Wanju's job, but it's going to help you, right? If you just have a better
Yeah.
sense of how jungle
Yeah, of
works,
course.
especially like those early timers, pre 4 minutes. That's going to help you for sure. So I guess keeping those timers in mind. So you drop the word here. We just run through all the situations here. So the situation on your screen here, Raptors are up. The timer is 222. What is the enemy jungler's pathing? Most likely, what is the enemy jungler's pathing?
I mean, it really just depends if we see him at this Raptors or not. If we don't see him in like next like couple seconds, then he's pathing up. If we see him next, or like I can click tab and see if he has like close to us and he's like entering Raptors and he's pathing up. But
Yeah, so you won't have vision of him, but you should. I guess I'm trying to get at you should be pretty confident in knowing where he is.
yeah.
So I guess like so 230 is when they'll finish like their first quadrant, right? Most junglers.
Hmm. Yeah.
So um, if he, yeah, I guess if he started red, then in order to finish this quadrant by 230, he should be hitting the Raptors right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's not. So he didn't start red. So if he started, so he must have started blue or R red, right? So like I mean this is improbable, but
It's
I'm
very
not going to
unlikely,
talk about it,
but
right? But yeah, if he
yeah.
started blue, where should he be?
If you start blue, you should be like on Wolves right now.
Yep, exactly.
That's
He
how it
should be
mainly is.
almost exactly right now. Yep, exactly. And then yeah, that's what I'm getting at. And then what are his options after Wolves? Like theoretically, what are his options after
He could
Wolves?
try to force a transition game from mid lane for some reason,
Yep.
or
Yep.
just go Raptors.
Yeah, exactly. Or invade or right, something like that.
Yes, I mean something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so around what time, just roughly, what time do you think we would expect to see him on this Raptor camp?
And we should be expecting to see him like next like 5 seconds
Yeah, 5, 10 seconds, something
ish.
like that, right? Yep. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, and if we don't see him in 5 or 10 seconds, there should be some alarm bells being rung, right?
Yeah.
Because it is kind of sus, right? Like what that means he's either he knows you worded this, which is I mean he did technically see you word this. Either he saw you word this and he's intentionally avoiding this raptor camp, or he's ganking you, or he's invading, right? Does that make
Hmm.
sense? Okay. Do you see that?
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, there's like a very high chance he doesn't invade just because his mid laner has no prio.
Yep. Yeah,
He
yeah,
doesn't
I
know
know,
his
I know, I
spell.
know. But I guess this would apply for any game, right? Just this concept.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Um okay. And let me see. The other example I have is the exact same word that you placed here, but so okay, let's say so 222, you come here, you put down this word, the raptor camp is gone. What do you think that
And then
means?
if it's like at this time, he's probably ball side done.
So I guess what do you think his pathing is? What?
Or I mean, it's also possible he could start Raptors
Yeah,
and path
exactly.
up.
Yeah. I think that's probably more likely because it's gone, right? Or
Yeah.
yeah.
If we're saying it's gone at this time,
hmm
it's most likely he might be pathing up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He probably
The
started
walking distance
Raptors.
between
Yep.
Wolves to Raptors is and then like clearing out his entire blue side camp is like too much time.
Yep, exactly, exactly. Yeah. He probably started Raptors and then I guess it's unclear what his pathing is after Raptors, but there's a good chance that he's like finishing Red or Crux right now, right?
Hmm.
Okay, good, good. Okay. Um, Tracking enemy summary spells. So you're doing a lot better with this. I think you probably saw this with the Wanderer slides too. I want you to try this kind of timing habit. I guess
Yeah.
are you okay with trying this out?
Yeah, I'm done. Try it.
Yeah. Okay. Do you see the benefits of why this is better than pinging?
Yeah, because I mean, it's just faster overall,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's just faster.
Hmm. Hmm.
I've already seen like this tactic like way before
Yeah,
like DS, because there was a Korean Z one trick that was doing it a lot.
yeah. It's just like yeah, you just have to be. You just need to like get the muscle memory down, and then I think it's
Yeah,
like yeah, it's just you already have the muscle memory down for pinging, so like you are thinking about it. You just need to change how you're doing it.
yeah,
I think the one thing I want, I guess that's new. Oops, sorry. Like
the DP.
yeah, like I wasn't sure what the best way to do this was, but let's try this for now and see how it goes. So like, yeah, just adding one more number to symbolize whether it's TP or flash, because the TP tracking is honestly really important. I'd say it's just as
Yeah,
important as the flash. So, um,
I think I'm very bad at tracking TP.
mhm,
I kind of
mhm.
just forget it.
Yeah, I think when most people, honestly, I'm pretty bad as well. So it's just something that we need to work on. So, okay. And then you know how to make sure the chat bigger, right?
Yeah, the
Okay,
Z.
good. Okay. Um, sorry. Let me see. With word timers and quality, I have a couple of clips here. Okay, so you're coming back to lane. I forgot if Ori based as well or what's the situation, but I
Most
think she might have
likely
based.
because she's on the Amtome D ring, so it's like
Actually,
a
yeah,
good
yeah,
chance
yeah,
for that.
yeah. You have way more gold than her, right? Yeah. So on this, so I think if you know she based, I think this is a good ward timer, right? Because well, you're not going to hard push this wave because it's a cannon wave, right?
Yeah.
So like I think this is a good timer where you can drop wards wherever because like you're not going to miss any creeps. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I don't know. You can yeah like pink a bush, right? Or like drop ward on his raptors and then you'll be back to last hit. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Makes sense, right? Okay. Versus like I need you like we need to take advantage of this timer because like when she comes back to lane, it's going to be a little bit harder to get your wards off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, let me see what else there is. I think this is probably the exact same thing, right? I think it's like the exact same scenario. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like the
Cannon
exact same
wave.
scenario, right? But do you see
Yeah.
it? Do you see it? Okay.
Yeah. I see. I see. Okay.
Okay. And then this one, yeah, like so you're moving over here. I think this ward in the line bush ends up being okay. I think personally I would have preferred if it was over the ledge, but like I guess this ward, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. I think I autopilot. Honestly, I think I autopilot putting that word in, but
yeah.
I think it's like have it just in case. Like, say I do commit to going ball in, and like she's just playing in the line bush.
Yeah, yeah. I think if you do commit, like, yeah, I understand that. I can tell, like, I have one more clip of you doing this exact same word, but like, if you think there's a chance she's just chilling here, then you should. I think almost always you should come back this way. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. If she like plays in that bush, then yeah, I will just go around
Yeah. Or like
in
whether you
first.
have this word or not, I think you should come back in this, right?
Okay.
Um, Otherwise it's too risky. Like, I'd rather you just get a better quality ward and then just path back safely. Okay.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, you do the same ward here. You love this line bush, you'll see. You'll love this.
I do love that line bush.
Where? Wait, fuck. Is this even the right clip? Oh, wait. I clicked the wrong link. This one. This one. So this one, you actually do get value out of your ward, but I like obviously yeah. I mean this ward sees the Gragas, right? But like if you're standing right here, you would see the Gragas come anyway, right? Or like at least is my take. Like I feel like I don't know. Yeah. I guess I'm just like not a fan of the yellow trinket in the line bush personally, unless like
Yeah,
yeah.
I can agree with that. It's just hmm.
I know you're doing it to cover for the Gragas, right? Like
Yeah, that's like the main reason why if I'm like ever worrying like that, I'm like moving towards river already.
okay. Yeah, I guess
I
it's
mean, it's just like a habit, I guess. But
yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, maybe I'm making a bigger deal out of it than it is. Because like, let's say you don't have vision here. I guess.
If I didn't have vision there, I would just automatically walk around.
Yeah. I know. But like, I'm trying to say like, what the if there's any downside for not having vision here. Like, if the enemy team was gonna contest, then we don't have eyes on the Gragas, right? But I guess okay. If you put a ward here, right, and the enemy team tries to contest, then obviously we don't see the Gragas. Sorry. If you put your ward here instead of here, and the enemy team tries to contest, we don't have eyes on the Gragas, right? Because this is
Yeah.
fog, right? But the fact that he's not here means that he's here. Do you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah, which process elimination. Yeah.
Okay, so then I think this ward is just better.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Um, and then yeah, I think sometimes you're going back to the silent, I think a little bit too early, in my opinion. I think we can stay and force something, or at least look for something a little bit longer, right? So like here, for example, like you end up going back bot lane, but or I can play the comms maybe, but
Well, I'm open mid lane right now. For a bit. I'm going back well now.
so like yeah, you can go back bot, you're right, but I also feel like mm, I feel like we could. I guess our team isn't very good at forcing, right? But
Hmm.
like if we had a knowledge or something, we could force something. Or I think even a potential scenario, like we could even try and start a Baron fight. Do you know what I'm saying? Um, but I feel like if you go bot here, the problem is that like
I don't have TP and they can get pulled on.
yeah, that's one. And then like we can't because you're bot with TP, it's also related. Like we can't play aggressive top and mid anymore because the sound can TP in or whatever, right?
Hmm.
So I think the best play is like if we can't force anything mid, I think we should force something. I guess is the best play, right? So if we can't force anything mid, I think we should just force Baron, and then we get the Sion TP out. You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
then the Sion will be he'll feel inclined to TP in because we're starting Baron, right? So and then when we're hitting the Baron, like the idea should be, unless you guys feel really strong, the idea should be we're gonna get the Sion TP out and then we're gonna back off. Okay, because that is an advantage in itself, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So I think
Yeah.
does that make sense? Or do
Yeah.
you have a different take? Okay. Um, and then this
I
one.
think.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it just felt like we didn't really have a pull.
Massive.
Yeah.
So
You don't have a pool, so like I'm
yeah.
saying, yeah, I think the Baron is the move then. Because like you'll see here, like you go back
You don't
bot.
occupy the.
He kind of just walls me.
I mean, you definitely beat him in the side lane. That's not the problem. It's more like it's hard for us to do anything mid or top, and then the Sion has TP, right? That's
Hmm.
the problem. And it's like I guess it might be even hard for you to do that much in this bot lane, right? Like, do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I
'Cause
don't know.
I know the vibes of like hovering towards bot side jungle.
Yeah, so it's just like,
Sound mid.
yeah, like we have power in all three lanes, but we're not getting, I guess, yeah, now you're getting a real advantage, but like, it's just a little bit more
It's just
inconsistent, I
inefficient.
think. Yeah, it's more risky
Yeah.
for sure. Okay. And then I have one more clip. This one. Oh, so this is a similar situation. So you respawn here,
Take everything.
Yeah, let's take everything.
Buy my item.
and then you go bot.
Yeah.
But this is,
Huh?
I guess, before the Nami basis here. Like when you're dead, right? You can still comment about stuff you
Yeah,
can
let's
do
take everything.
on spawn when you're dead, right? So like when you're dead, I feel like something you could comment is like, can we just force Baron here, right? Or do you think that play is bad?
I don't think. I think our team needs to reset before we force Baron. They've been on
Okay.
the map for a while.
Okay, that's fine.
Cause this was when I died top lane after we like siege like after I got like waves in.
Okay, like
Shut up.
I feel like we should like,
Oh.
go back and
Baby, I got you, babe. Oh,
you think you should just reset one
yeah.
time?
What the? Nice.
So when I died, it looks like they just got on the map, and I feel like I kind of just feel like we were just on the map for too long. I feel like we should reset first.
Okay.
Maybe I just wasn't actually looking correctly, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But then we end up fighting, right? So then I guess like if we're gonna fight like this, then I would think that we should just force the T. We should just force the Baron and then get a better fight.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Okay.
I get that.
Yeah. That's my take at least. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say, I think there was an opportunity to force a Baron here, right? I think the only reason we would base here, like we do have good vision out, right? We do have good wards
Hmm.
out. The only reason I could see us basing for is if we have big item spikes. And but in terms of like we are healthy, we do have vision out, so in my opinion, I think we could have forced this Baron.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
that's fair.
Yeah. Um, okay. And then yeah, these two I will go over in a sec. I guess for laning phase, sometimes you'll see Chovy do this as well, but I think a lot of mid laners, or I think you should consider this sometimes, right? Like just putting in a second point in like your main ability. So like
Yeah,
yeah, like you save some mana and then you'll do more damage a lot of the times. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
if you put up,
I
sorry, good. Yeah.
I just don't keep in mind that,
Yep. Yeah, yeah,
hence
yeah.
default.
Yeah. A lot of times it's just straight up better. Like Talia, like if you can't consistently get your W off, or like I'd say the only point where you diversify, like you for sure diversify your your skills and like 1 point in each skill at level 3 is like if your jungler is coming to gank, then for sure you want to diversify, right? But a lot of times if our jungler is full clearing, if Wanjun's full clearing and me even yeah, I'd say if Wanjun's full clearing, then like sometimes it's just straight up better to put 2 points in a skill. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Okay. Um, Sorry, yeah, these slides are a little bit scuffed. I was trying to wrap up some stuff today. Let me see. Um, I guess I didn't finish my thoughts for some of these. Yeah, I think so. Flea got buffed a little bit today. I don't know if it's still like how good it is still. Like, I'm noticing a lot of people are just taking Grasp over Fleet now. Like whenever they would take Fleet, they would just take Grasp, and like
Yeah.
it might just be straight up better now.
Yeah, I don't really have like a say because I haven't really tried out graph yet.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Um, and then I guess there, I noticed this especially in your Talia versus Gragas game where you fell behind. Like a lot of the times, I guess what I was trying to get at my second point, and I guess I like was got distracted or something like that. But like a lot of times when you don't have flash and you're like I guess Gragas is a pretty niche mid pick, right? You wouldn't really see this often, but
mhm.
this concept still applies. Like if you're playing against Silas or like any sort of assassin or anyone who has kill threat on you, when you don't have flash in this kind of matchup, you just won't have priority, right? And I think you just need to be okay with it. That's totally fine. Like I think if you watch back your Talia versus Gragas laning phase, you'll notice that like you're trying to force priority, and you're trying to force, you're like forcing yourself to push waves, and you're just killing yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's yeah, like I know you want priority on Talia. I get it. Like ideally you want priority, but sometimes you just can't.
yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah, I
then
think it's a really bad habit of mine because mainly because of solo queue.
yeah,
I think if anything came from solo queue, it's that habit. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, okay, yeah. Just want you to be aware of it. Sorry, these are these are like kind of random thoughts that I had.
No, you're good.
The first TP back, so like I know we're saying TP back at 4 minutes, right? And this applies for I'd say every champ you play except for Yone, because
Yeah.
this Yone champ,
You want grease
yeah,
ideally on the first back or at least like 2 daggers or some shit like
exactly.
that.
That spike is way too big on
Yeah.
Yone, so that's the only exception, okay? But everything else, I want you to TP back at 4 minutes, okay?
Yep.
Um, and then yeah, these are super all over the place, but one clip I have here. So I want So you push in the wave here. So Kali, it looks like she's going home. So I think, or actually, the best play here is to just. This is something that I also learned from Chovy, so this is very interesting. But you, I think most people would do the what you're doing. You see the Akali going home, so
I
like you
wave.
know you can push in one more wave, right?
Yeah.
Um, but what I'm noticing Chovy does is in these kinds of scenarios, he just base TPs, buys his crack, or sorry, he bases, buys his Kraken, and then TPs back. And if you think about it, let's just think about all the different scenarios, right? So like, let's say um, you base buy your Kraken, you TP back, and the Akali matches your TP, right? Um, sorry. I guess let me backtrack a bit. So you base, you buy your Kraken, and then you don't have to TP mid. You can TP anywhere, right? Because it's unleashed. But
Hmm.
Akali has the same option, right? So you are covering that potential, um,
Option.
yeah, that potential, right? Like, yeah, that
Yeah.
potential cover, right? And you'll have your Kraken spike. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that's one scenario, right? The other scenario is if Akali doesn't have TP. So you base, you buy your Kraken, you know she doesn't have TP, you TP back mid, and then you are just way stronger, right, with your Kraken spike, and then you just farm the plates. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus right now, you are getting the wave, but you're not incentivized to hit the plates as much because you kind of want to base for your
I
Kraken,
want it
right?
back.
Yeah. So do you see why that, I guess base TPing here would just be better?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. It's pretty clear.
Yeah. I think, yeah, this is something that I would have never really thought about, honestly. It's pretty interesting. Like, I think almost everyone would just stay for it. Like, even if you stay for these plates, like you could do the exact same thing, but just with Kraken,
Yeah.
right?
And it just lets me be on the map more.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. It's just it's just better. Yeah. It's very interesting. Um, okay. Okay. So yeah, I guess there's some mentality. I think you can have a different kind of laning mentality if you know that you're gonna TP back around the 4 minute mark, because then it's just like, oh, like as long as I don't die before the 4 minute mark, I'm fine, right? Because I'm gonna base TP and I'm full HP, full mana. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like that kind of I think that's like the mentality shift that you can take here. So like there's always a balance of like safety versus CS and trading, right? So like if I'm gonna be super safe, then I'm just going to give CS and like give harass, right? Or like I'm not gonna harass them, right? But then
Hmm.
if I'm gonna jump in as Tristana, then I might be like giving up CS or I don't know. Sorry, I don't think I explained that very well. But there's always this balance, right?
Yeah, there's a drawback between either trading or CSing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the mentality I want you to have is like we want, yeah, just really good CS, and then like this is ideal situation, right? It's like ideal situation. It's like perfect CS. You've got, you've chunked them, a decent amount. You got some potions out of them, and then you're not dying before your 4 o'clock TP, right? Because it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's like the ideal situation. So it's just like, how can we, yeah, maximize or achieve this? And a lot of the stuff is like the stuff that I'm trying to get you to think about, where it's like tracking enemy jungler, right? Because like obviously if the enemy jungler comes and ganks you, then it's gonna fuck up your plan. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
There's a lot of stuff where, yeah, I think that's one point, and then the second point I want to make is like just baiting and spacing the enemy spells in lane. So like, um, yeah, like if you watch your laning
Is this
phases for some
Tilly
of these,
over Ori? I don't know.
yeah, like a lot of, or just like this is true for like a lot of mid lane matchups, right? So like the Azir versus Ori, like a lot of times, I mean, I know you're tracking like the Ori Q, like you have a rough estimate of like her Q cooldown,
Yeah.
right? But like if you think it's up, sometimes you can like bait it out. So like you'll take, you click one step forward and then one step back
Hmm.
and see if she throws it out, right? And then if she throws it out, she'll miss because you're already considering it and you're taking one step back, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll have like a spell advantage there, right? So just like things like that. This is something that Chovy's like really good at. And like that, I mean, that's gonna help you with getting that like these advantages in lane, right? For your 4-minute TP. Right, stuff like that. If you watch back your laning phases, like I think this, yeah, like this game against Nasus, the Nasus E is quite hard to dodge, but sometimes, you know, you might, I think I saw a couple scenarios where like, okay, like if you're thinking about like maybe baiting it out and then taking a step back, then you might have been able to dodge it. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this one's undodgeable, okay, but like some of them I know for sure you could have dodged. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like very small
Mhm.
things. And like because the Nasus is basically hitting every E on you, then you're forced to TP back before 4 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like things like that. So like here, his E's coming back up, right? So like, you know, like I think you could get ready to at least bait it or like step back. Do you know what I mean? Because like, or I don't know. I guess maybe you give a creep for that. I don't know, but I feel like you're getting hit by like every Nasus E. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah, this your arms are right about this.
Yeah, like even this one, right? Like I feel like there's no reason to get hit by this one, right? I feel like you can just I think you can just chill here. Or like I think you're viewing this lane as like a like you're gonna harass the shit out of him. Or maybe you have the wrong mentality where like yeah, you think you're gonna harass the shit out of him. But in reality this is a farm lane just because of like this
It
fucking
might be
Nasus E.
partially that and grasp axe.
Yeah.
I'm not even like joking. It might be unironically just because of grasp axe.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Like you Okay, yeah. So that's just something you need to consider. Like you're getting this grass stack for an E, right? Like he's
Yeah.
just okay. Yeah, just something to think about. That can't be worth it. That can't be worth it.
About the Ori one, I feel like do usually bait out the Qs.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's just in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
I
long
don't
as you're
know.
thinking about it, that's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
So I think this was the game where I was like having packet laws.
Yeah, I think this was. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's like kind of the ideal situation for the first 4 minutes. Yeah, and then this is the thing I was talking about. Okay. Um, I don't know what. Oh wait, hold on. I have some other ones. The Azir. Hold on, let me read my notes. The Azir versus Cass game, is it this one? Oh, this is the Tristana.
It should be in that game.
Just earlier maybe.
Yeah, it should be game one, I think.
Yeah, like this thing. So like because it's fucking Cassin, like yeah, just like the aim you should have in the first 4 minutes is like I want perfect CS. Do you know what I mean? Perfect CS and good harass. It should be achievable against someone like Caston, right?
Yeah.
So like yeah, that should be in the mentality you have. And like I know you're shitting on him in this matchup, but I still want you to TP back at 4 minutes because it's just like you. So let me see. I wrote this in my notes. I guess going back to the mindset thing, where it's like the mindset should be that CS is more important than your HP in this matchup. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
if I am gonna TP back at 4 minutes, it's not like this casting will ever kill me, right? So if I'm like 200, maybe not 200, if I'm like 300 HP versus 700 HP, it's the same thing to me. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So yeah, just prioritize CS. It's okay if you lose HP. And then when you yeah, it's really important because like I want the best buy possible at 4 minutes when you TP back. So we want to make sure the CS is good. So like at 4 minutes, if you TP back and he base TPs to match, then his buy is just gonna be shittier, right? Because you've been like getting the push on him and he's been missing CS just naturally, right? Because
Yeah.
yeah, so he doesn't have as good of a buy as you if he chooses to base TP back to match your TP. And if he doesn't TP back, then you're going to do the same thing that you've been doing the first 4 minutes, where you're constantly pushing him and just beating the shit out of him under turret. but now you have better items to do that, right? You're just gonna hit harder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the idea.
Yeah.
Then um, yeah, this Triss Akali match. Is it this VOD? It might be. I think yeah, some of the trades. Like I think E auto for her Q is definitely worth it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one auto for her Q is not worth it, right? In my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then sometimes I'm not even sure if two autos for her Q is worth it. It might be. I think it just depends. But I think those are like my general pointers. And then like when she shrouds, you need to respect it because it's like just very hard to out trade when she shrouds. Because like
Mm-hmm.
then that'll put you in the situation where like you can only get one auto off before she gets back in the shroud, right? So it's like one auto for her Q, not really worth it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of times you just need to back off when she shrouds. Um, we'll just watch like a little bit, and then I have another point. Yeah, like this trade is good. I think that's fine. Yeah, it's really hard to measure because like a fucking Dorn shield and shit. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, generally that should be like the trading pattern though. And then I guess I guess I keep I don't know, the theme of today's review is the TP back at 4 minutes, right? But
Yeah.
I guess one interesting thing about TP back at 4 minutes, so like you'll notice when you get your first TP back off here, it's like you have a lot more money, right? So like, where's your TP? You have like 1300 gold, right? And I'm pretty confident that like um like IE is like actually a better item on Tristana than Kraken. Do you know what I mean? But I guess
First
just
item?
to yeah, but like the problem is that none of the pros are building it, and I feel like I guess my perspective is like they're not building it is because this 4 minute TP is so ingrained in them that they don't have
The
like
gold,
right
like,
exactly right. So like Kraken is the build
I
path is
see.
so much easier. Do you know what I mean? But I don't okay well yeah I think the IE first build path is better on a lot of ADCs like Tristana and Jinx. I'm pretty sure it just scales better. Like especially after they changed it where Kraken doesn't give any crit, I'm pretty sure like IEPD for example is just like just better. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I see.
yeah. So like here, if you look at the components, you're like obviously BF Sword is like the best possible buy, right? But like since we're
Mhm.
building Kraken, that doesn't make any sense, right? If you look at the purchase you made, it's like you would have had this exact same purchase at 4 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm not spending the gold efficiently
Exactly, right?
if
So it's
I'm
just
choosing
like
to wait. Okay.
just like I think I wouldn't say it's like a benefit of the 4 minute TP, but it's just like um yeah, I guess that might help you understand like why the pros are going Kraken, at least from my perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, lane assignments. So I guess in general, I talked about this with Josh last week. When it comes to like Rift Herald or like the mid late game, you need to work with Josh. You guys both need to communicate to figure out the best lane assignments. Okay, it's not like
Yep.
just you or just him. It's both of you guys. So
Mm.
um, it's just like yeah, in games where Josh is playing a tank and you're playing a carry, I can't have you weak side. It's just it just doesn't make any sense. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? So yeah, you guys are doing a lot better on the swap timing for Rift Herald. I think the problem is a lot of the teams we're facing right now, they're not doing this swap on time. So it's like you're going bot, but their bot lane is still
Nah,
bot,
I'll
right?
just get stuck
So
at the 2v1.
exactly. So you're just
Yeah.
weak sided. So there's like a couple different scenarios I want to run through here. Like the first one is I guess the one we're mainly seeing in scrims where the enemy bot lane is still bot and you can't hold the bot tier one. So if you go back and watch your VODs, there's a lot of times where yeah, you can't hold the bot tier 1, so like you're just sitting there. You know, you're just you're just waiting
Yeah.
there, right? Because there's like so much dead time. So what could you do instead? I guess I guess it's a little bit hard to think about. We don't have a VOD in front of me, but
To be honest, I feel like there's not much to do since because mid laners can't clear drone camps for the life of them.
Yeah, I guess like instead of going bot, I guess I'm trying to say like instead of going bot, you could just stay for the Herald, or you could force something mid. Is what I'm trying to get at. You see what I'm saying? Because your
I
time.
do, but I
Mhm.
feel like we're losing too much balling then. Like, I usually if I'm going balling and I'm being weak, I can, like pick up a wave.
Wait
I
before you have to back off and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I almost feel okay. I get that, but I also feel like yeah, against better teams, they wouldn't even let you get that wave because they would have already decided that they're giving the rift and they'd be
And then
ready
zone
to
me off
dive
before
you.
the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's try and avoid that habit. Okay. And then if you feel like you can't hold bot, then I guess I do have a couple examples coming up, but just want to run through these scenarios first. If you
Mhm.
can't hold bot, then try and utilize your time somewhere else because I am noticing that yeah, a lot of times you just standing there because I mean you can't do anything. So
Yeah.
um,
I can't even take drone camps either because
yeah, exactly,
jungles.
exactly. Um, okay, but I think I have a couple clips coming up. Okay, the second scenario, enemy team swaps. So both bot laners are mid, but you're at a TP disadvantage. What should we do or come? I guess this is dependent. All of this depends on like the bot wave state and you know where people go and stuff like that, right? But um,
I feel like in that case I just have to pressure ball in so that I'm not giving them a free TP out.
yeah, I guess yeah. Fuck, this is a bit hard to get at without an example, but like let's say, I'm trying to think. Yeah,
I mean, I know in the college song game, there was one instance where both of us were balling and like our teams were playing for Herald, but we didn't have TP. So like, I mean, we could just say imagine if like I had TP or not.
Oh, yeah, yeah. In that scenario, then yeah, then you definitely just pressure. That's all you can do. But what if in that scenario, like, okay, in that scenario, let's say like, I guess you're imagining you as Trishan and Akali, you guys are like in the middle of like bot lane, right? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, like let's say in that scenario you don't have a tier one turret. I feel like, I guess what I'm trying to get at is like, I feel like you could or you should consider like walking to Rift Herald in case the Akali TP's in, and then you know once the Rift Herald fight is decided, then you can just go back bot to catch your wave. Is I guess do you see what I'm getting at? Or
hmm
okay, yeah, it's a little bit hard without an example. I might have one in a bit, and then yeah, I think that the last bullet is self-explanatory. Okay, let's look at some clips here. So I think what you I guess it's not just you. So what our team ends up doing here for this Rift Hold timer is what we've been doing for like the past week or so, where
yeah.
yeah, where David comes mid and then you just go bot. But what
As
do
long as I
you
TP'd, I'll probably TP ball in or mid
mhm.
lane.
What do you think is better here? I'm gonna try if I can get the tab, but fuck. Okay,
I spam tab.
yeah. What do you think would be better here? So David
I
should go
mean,
mid. I 100% agree. Um,
ideally, if I didn't, I'll probably TP mid lane. I could just run straight back. I could just run straight ball in.
okay.
And if and the event that like yeah, I mean it's kind of hard to say because their ball hasn't shut ball in yet. I
Yeah,
feel.
I guess what I'm trying to say is I need you to swap with Josh in this kind of scenario
Mm-hmm.
because
Just
I
TP.
because we're gonna play for Rift, and if you're yeah or like so yeah, number one is I think the most obvious one is just because he has TP, right? And then like you can imagine like when we set up the Rift, we'll get vision for you, right? And then you know it's just good for you, right? If you're top.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something you need to work out with Josh. But let's say this situation where like you and Josh both don't have TP. I still think you should swap with Josh, and then Josh
Uh,
should either. Or sorry, good.
No, I think so too.
Yeah, and Josh should either stay for this Rift fight and then go back bot afterwards, or um, yeah, or like he can. I don't know how much gold he has. He probably doesn't have much gold. I think he just bought or something like that because just based on items. But um, like Josh should be at this Rift Herald fight and then go back bot. That should be what he should do. But you should
Yeah.
always go top in this kind of scenario. I think generally we should just change it now so like you are going top for the Rift Herald swap and Josh is going bot rather than you going bot. Okay.
Yeah, I also think so. That. Yeah.
Yeah. There's one game where I think you guys do this really well, but in general, um, we're setting you bot when we shouldn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Um. Okay. Let me see. So, yeah, this lane. Okay, I guess we just took Herald, but this lane assignment, like we're doing Herald right now, right? So this lane assignment is good. Why is this one good?
Most likely just because I have TP coming up.
Okay, yeah, and then also like I'd say like Jace is like the one exception where we should strong type
Yeah.
Josh, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So like yeah, these kinds of most of the time you will be strong side, but yeah, the exception is with Jace probably, or like maybe instead of Jace this is like Camille or Aatrox, right? If I would probably just send whoever is more fed that game to the strong side. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like in those kinds of matchups, it's a little bit, or in those types of comps, it's a little bit more unclear who's strong side, weak side. But when Josh is playing like Cassante, it's very obvious that we should just put him weak side. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So this lane assignment is good. I'm happy with this. So yeah, this is like one of those examples where you just have so much dead time, right? Because like you can't walk up. Do you see what I'm saying? Like you can't
Yeah.
walk up. I'm honestly like this is one of those things where like I don't even think you can stay for this wave. Like if the enemy jungler, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if the enemy jungler is here, you can't even stay for this wave, right? So like this is what I'm talking about, where like I guess when you base here, getting ready for the Rift Herald swap. So like yeah, you can start pathing bot here. That's fine because the Karma's mid, so it's a bit unclear whether they're going for Rift. Okay, so I'm fine with this pathing. Yeah, this is fine. Okay.
Yummy 2 minions.
Yeah, and then
And
I
it's
guess like
the
it just yeah, it's just yeah, it's a little bit hard to tell when you're from base, right? But I guess like the enemy team did the right thing where
they
like
realized there was
because
a way to
Draven's
set
bot,
up.
then they're probably going to play for the Draven, I guess
Yeah.
would be the indicator. But like yeah, like mm, yeah, I'm trying to say like if the Karma was bot right now instead of mid, then I think you should just I don't think it's worth you going bot at all. I think you should just
Okay.
go mid, look for something. If you can't look for something, just hit the Herald, and then that forces them to kill the bot tier 1, and then you can base and catch it, right? 'Cause a lot of the
Mhm.
times, if you show here, like honestly, they could just like squeeze you, right? They could literally just zone you off the wave. They don't even have to hit the turret. They could like
Yeah.
take their
Like just,
their time. Do you know what I
I
mean?
mean, just die and you
Yeah,
lose XP
exactly.
overall.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like there is a lot of dead time sometimes. So okay. This one. So yeah, you're basing here. So yeah, this is something where like yeah, I just want you to work with Josh on what the best lane assignments are. So uh, I'd say even if Josh has TP here, I don't want you to go bot, right? So like I think ideally how I want it to be played out is like let's say both of you guys have TP right now. So you just based, you bought whatever items you gotta get more HP, right? You gotta buy your items. Then you can just TP top instantly, right? And then Josh is 1 HP, so he's gonna base.
He's running ball and then.
He just runs
Okay.
bot, yeah. Or exactly, he just runs bot. And then he just holds his TP, in my opinion. Um, but let me see. yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess it's like at this point, when you're channeling recall, you need to say something to Josh about the lane assignments. Okay, that's probably
Okay.
like when we need to start talking about this, because like that way he can start prepping his base. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Otherwise, it's gonna be disjointed. Um, that's pretty much it. And then I have one more. I guess one more clip. These are Rift Herald ones, but so I guess this is also one of those things where it might be a little bit more unclear about who we should be strong siding and who we should be weak siding, right? Between Kennen and Azir. So like, I guess do you feel like it's a based on what's shown on the screen here? Do you think there is um, a more obvious answer as to who should be strong sided?
Yeah, I think it should just be Kennen, just because his ult. I guess because he doesn't have ult.
Yeah,
It's kind of awkward, but
yeah. That's kind
I
of
feel like
getting at.
normally normally should be ult strong side just because the ult's more impactful than mine.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I think just because he doesn't have ult, then I would want you on the strong side.
Mhm.
Okay, and then also like, yeah, like you can a lot of times like if you think like, oh, I have TP, so I should be bot, then a lot of times you can change the mentality to be like, but I could just like TP in. Do you know what I mean? Like I could, mm, like let's say you're prepping this Rift Road, right? So like you're telling Josh like, hey, I want to go top, can you go bot? And then he's prepping his base now. What you could do is you just prep your base, you buy, I don't know, your sword shoes or whatever, and then you just TP in. Do you know what I mean? So then it's just
Mhm.
like you're still utilizing TP, but it's not like you're just like if you're just shifting the mentality a little bit where it's like I feel like a lot of times you go bot because you have TP, but the alternative is you just TP in and you force something.
Okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, I see
I don't
that.
think I explained that very well, but that that's what I'm trying to get at. Okay, and then I have a couple. Oh wait, yeah, I have some clips for the mid late game stuff. So the Rift Fair one, I would say in general, you're probably going top and Josh is going bot. There's a couple exceptions. Um, Mid late game, so you press tab here, I think. Okay. Ooh, I can play the comm here because I think.
There's actually no, I can't. I'm a true.
Yon, are you going bot?
I'm gonna open.
Bot.
Okay, so
Wait,
Josh says he's
wait,
going
wait.
bot, but what
Yon, are you going bot?
I'm gonna.
what do you think is better?
Uh,
Or I guess it's yeah. What do you think is better? Because like I guess
I guess
from
I feel like more is, or at least like in this instance, it would be balling because he has more vision. So we can strongly fight him more, but
yeah.
I feel
So
like
right now
it's
he has
also
poor
more.
vision, but I guess what is Richard trying to do coming off his base here?
I think he's trying to set vision for me. That's why he was originally asking.
Yeah. I told him to just default to you. But I need to work on it with him, but yeah, just baby steps here. But I guess like so we have bot side vision here, but then Richard bases to reset his wards, and then normally like you would retake the other side of the map. Do you know what I mean? So like especially with Baron coming up here, we would want topside vision in like 30 seconds to a minute. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like yeah, bot side is strong side right now, but it's not going to be strong side in a minute. Do you see that?
Mhm. Yeah, I do.
Okay. So Josh should go top here, and then you should go bot. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So I think yeah, Josh is. I told Josh about this as well. So he should have a better idea, but it's on both of you
Catch one
guys.
leaves mid.
I'm just gonna wait in base for this.
What was I gonna say? So like, yeah, a lot of times you
He,
can
like,
prep this in
he looks
comms
like
like,
he,
what the fuck?
I'm just gonna wait in base
Like as you're basing, right? So as you're basing
for
here,
this.
I'll just catch one wave.
I don't know if you press tab.
I'll
But
just
I
catch
guess
one wave mid.
it's kind of like,
I'm just gonna wait and base for this.
I wouldn't say it's super,
Go top.
not even super relevant to tab in some of these scenarios. It's more relevant to like which side we're gonna strong side, right? Like, or I guess this side we're probably gonna set up vision top side because like the Baron is coming up in a minute and a half. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like as you're recalling here, you just need to
Base for this.
shoot Josh a quick comm about like, hey Josh, I want to go top. Like, can we swap here, right? Because then he can, instead of him going for this next wave, he can just start channeling his base. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I think while I was back, I was also just processing them out.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously this is all easier in hindsight, but and what was I trying to say here? Yeah, so like even so yeah, it doesn't even matter if Josh has TP or not, because like if Josh doesn't have TP, then he can literally just come and like force shit with us for like, you know what I mean? He can literally just what's it called? He can literally just kill squad with us until he has to go back bot. Do you know what I mean? But if he has TP, then he has the luxury of going bot and he won't be punished.
Yeah.
But like if he doesn't have TP, yeah, he just forces with us. He literally forces us to get like the deepest vision because we have him with us. Do you know what I mean? But you should,
Oh.
yeah, you should top here. This one. Right, like. I have a couple thoughts here where like Josh is quite behind this game, but
I have healing reduction now.
like even though Josh doesn't have TP in this situation, I feel like you should still top and he should bot because like in reality like you having TP bot here is a bit fake in my opinion because like realistically I think the enemy team is just really slow and it's like kind of trolling in this game, but like realistically you shouldn't. It's very hard for you to TP.
I mean, the way he's pushing up, I think.
It's very hard for you to TP out when like the wave is coming into you, right? Like ideally it's like you push out and then you TP somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like I don't know. I'm not a fan of this macro where like Wanjun I think might feel compelled to be here with you because you're Talia, you know what I mean? You're like a fragile mid laner. But like theoretically, if Wanjun shows here, they could pull Baron theoretically, right?
Yeah.
Like that's one issue, right? And like if Wanjun isn't here, then like because we're using so many resources here that you're allowed to push up this far. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, if Wanjun isn't on this side, and he should be top side in my opinion, I think these three should be here instead. Then you're just sitting on your turret. Do you know what I mean? Then it's quite hard for you to use TP. So like I think even though Josh doesn't have TP, he should still go bot, and then like it's hard for us to force the Baron, right? Because we don't have TP, but I still think it's the best play personally. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this is on. I guess this is kind of related to lane assignments. Not also like not really. It's kind of just like just being really efficient with with everything. So yeah, big fight happens. You guys do great. I guess it's not over. Yeah, but you guys do great. And at this point the fight's over, right? So like, I think it's just more efficient because like, I guess like with your HP, I just don't think you provide any value in staying here anymore. Like, unless you guys are planning on going for the inhib turret, which I don't think I think it's quite hard to do in this scenario, right? Where like even if you guys go for the inhib turret mid, I don't know. If that's the logic, I can understand this stay more. But like if you guys are just gonna get this turret and base, then you should just start channeling your recall now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you just start channeling recall, and then you start getting the sideways
Yeah.
going. So like I guess yeah, or like even okay. Also one more thing, like with TP coming up, if you guys wanted to get this tier 3 inhib turret, then you can just base TP, right? But in either scenario, you should base here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You should start channeling your base here, right?
It's okay. Intimidation. Yeah.
We just unlocked the drones, Joe.
Dude, I just ran in 1v3.
Let's start over temple, yeah?
Yeah, first time. You set here?
You see how like this is just like a little bit slow, right? Like you would already be, fixing
I'd
a,
already be
fixing
in
a
the
side
middle.
lane, right? Yeah.
I've been in like the middle of tier one already. Delay passive.
Yeah, and I think what's even more efficient is like, I guess the main thing is like recognizing that your TP is about to come back up. So like I think the most efficient thing you can do. So you start basing here, right? Our team gets this tier 2 turret without you, no problem. And then this is kind of hard to, it's a bit hard to see from this picture, but I think the most efficient thing to do is you base, you TP bot, and then you'll see like you need a little bit more money for Leandries, right? So like you TP bot, you farm, I don't know, farm 1 to 2 waves. I don't know how low this turret is. Maybe you get this turret, and then you base for Leandries, and then you regroup for the Baron. Do you see that play?
Yeah.
It is kind of hard to tell in the moment, right? But I think for sure you can definitely tell. I think you can definitely see that you should base in
I
this
don't
moment,
need to be here.
right?
Yeah.
I think picking which, I don't really care which lane you go to outside of base. I think that's a little bit harder to see in the moment, but
Intimidation.
yeah, the point is we need to be fast here, right? Like what ends up happening is like I'd be okay if you even. I also think you can see that it might be useful to just TP for waves here. Like I'd be okay if you just TP bot or TP top here and push 2 waves and then get your Leandries. You can think. I mean, obviously this is like a very specific, or like this is specific to this game where the set is able to, like, you don't feel comfortable on this wave because yeah, you think the set might be here, which is specific to this game. But I guess you can just imagine that like if you did all this a little bit faster, then you'd already kill this wave. You'd already be in base, right? You'd have the Andres and then you just regroup out. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not really related to lane assignments necessarily. Like
Healing reduction.
kind of related to lane assignments,
It's
but
processing the map.
yeah, processing the map, and I guess like just
Sure,
using this is
but-
like one of those situations you just use TP really liberally. Do you know what I mean? Like
Everything What is this?
yeah, just like farm waves, and then yeah, like you can imagine like it's like
I just ran in
from the enemy's perspective, it'd be like there's just too much that they have to do now, right? So like yeah, we get tier 2 mid.
We just unlocked
Ideally, it's like you base, you TP bot, which is like kind of hard to see. I'm fine if you TP top, I don't really care. But let's say you base TP bot, you push out the 2 waves, like you get the tier 1 mid turret. I just feel like the enemy team just like lost so much in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess main thing to recognize here is you need to consider a base as your TP is coming up, and then just using TP. I guess when you're in base, you should realize that you need a little bit money for Leandries, right? And then the decision there is like, I want to get my Leandries really fast, so I'm just gonna use my TP liberally. Okay. I think that should help you. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I think I've last two slides. I don't have
Very good.
the clips for this, but and it's also a bit hard to see because of the bottom bar here. But I guess what should the lane assign? Let me see this timer. Okay. It's not a Rift Herald thing. It's just so no objectives. But what should lane assignments be? I guess this is an interesting case because there's no objectives. So
I
Yeah,
think
what
I
do you
should go
think?
top lane.
So, so why do you think top is better than bot?
Oh, actually, I just rather don't DP.
Yeah. Yep, yep,
Uh,
yep.
I mean, I feel like I should just go top lane just because we have Ken and TP. In case anything happens, then we have his ultimate to help siege bot lane. Because that's like the only. It's either that or siege mid.
Or like what? I guess but if you go bot lane, then it'd be the same situation where Kennen still has TP to do whatever, right? Or mm,
Yeah.
I guess yeah, it might be hard to see. Well, the biggest difference maker to me is like this tier 1 turret where oh sorry, wait, what the fuck am I saying? We have a tier 1 top turret. Okay, this might not be the best
Yeah.
example. Huh. Well, I think okay, this might not be the best example. Okay, what if all right, what I'm trying to get at is like for some reason I thought this turret was dead. If this turret was dead,
If that turret is
you
dead,
should go
my
bar.
answer would be a lot more different. I
You
think.
go bar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I'm trying to. I guess. Sorry, this is the. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, this you should go bot because yeah, I mean it's just like safer, right, for you.
Hmm.
And then we should calm that we want. Well, we should play for bot tier 1 anyways, but you should calm that you need help. You need to be strong sided. You know what I mean? Okay. Sorry,
Yeah.
that was a fumble by me. And then last slide. Let me see. This is, I guess this is a Rift Herald swap. What should be, I guess how should everyone move? How should everyone swap here?
Wait, sorry. What, yeah.
I guess what what should you do to prep for this Rift Herald? And then what should Josh do? Where should you guys be?
Um, I I feel like in this instance, I should probably just we should just 5-man Rift Herald because we don't have TPs and I like both of our teams are like really strong.
Yeah, you're saying you stay for the Rift Herald, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think yeah, exactly. I think this is one of those scenarios. And then like I would say I guess what I'm trying to get at is uh like yeah, like you should stay for the Rift Road, but like I feel like yeah, after the Rift Road you should be top and Josh should be bot. Because I'm more okay with Josh being weak sided here because he's playing Rumble, he just ults the wave. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But you don't have that luxury as Jonah, right? So I would want you to be strong side in this scenario. Does that make
Yep.
sense? Okay. And I
Yeah.
guess yeah, this is I guess a little bit specific to this game in particular where like the Rift Herald is only 15 seconds away. But like what if this Rift Herald was 1 minute away? What do you think we
Uh,
could do?
I think if it was 1 minute away, I think it's just a reset and we go top.
Yeah,
And
exactly. I
then we'll
just
go
want you
top
top
lane.
is basically what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. Cool. Okay, that's all I have for today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it helpful? I think it was
Yeah.
a lot.
These are always helpful.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. Good luck in the scrim tonight. Wait, oh, I guess Donna told me you're busy tomorrow night, right? You can't scrim?
Yes. What's tomorrow night? Thursday?
Tomorrow's Thursday, yeah.
Should be good now since originally it was because we weren't. I wasn't sure if something was gonna happen with like Hippo and then we were
Oh,
gonna
okay,
eat on
okay.
birthday or something.
Okay. So you're playing tomorrow night as well?
Yes, if
Okay.
nothing's happening tomorrow night, then yeah, should just be fine.
Okay, okay, cool. All right. All right, good luck tonight then. I'll be on tomorrow to watch the scrim. I think
Yeah,
Dahan is
but
busy, so I'll be on. Okay.
so for today's script, like what? Just focus on Summit,
Yeah.
right?
I guess focus
Mainly.
focus on the 4 minute TP. Focus on let me see. Yeah, sorry, I should have recapped. And then focus on the lane assignments, right? Before Rift
Yeah,
Herald. And then even mid late game, just start to yeah, start working with
talk to Josh.
Josh. Yep, yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
while I'm backing. Okay.
That's the two big things for today. Okay.
All
All right.
right.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yep.